Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yeah, everybody doing? King back here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast, where you are now talking to the 2023 NFC East Champions and the #1 seed in the NFC Conference.
Oh.
Joey Shakes, what is going on?
I'm just chilling, man. Just obviously watched a interesting game that we'll talk about. Interesting. Eagles got the win at the end of the day. We made it out without any injuries. We made it out of that game, and now the Eagles are the #1 seed. Get that extra week of rest, which is great.
Yeah. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. I see Isaiah, Battle Mode, Bainbridge, Young Boys here, Melvin, Brian, Jason, Philly Nation 307's here, Carlos here, a lot of people here already. Thank you. And we all got a super chat right off the bat. Chris Kaufman Jr. Thank you for the super chat. It says Eagles won, Cowboys got blown out, and a great day no matter where you live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Cowboys, talk about a choke job.
Oof.
That was full-blown choke job today by them. So let's start off with the good first, okay? NFC East Champions and #1 seed in the playoffs, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's great. It's what we needed. Like, we just needed this one game. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, we didn't really want the Stars to play the whole game. We were hoping that we were going to get a little bit of a push in the first half, but we'll get into all that. But it was, I feel like we were clawing just to get out of that game just a little bit. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was my game plan. Get up big early and then take your four. You know, it didn't work out there, but there was one play early in the game that, to me, signified how this game was going to be. And it was a play where Hurt starts to run. I think it was like a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation. Might have been 3rd and 4 or 2nd and 4, something like that. He runs and he literally slides 2 yards short of the marker because people were closing in on him. At that point, you knew they were not going to do certain things with Hurts that they normally do, which opens up this offense completely, 100%. Okay? I thought a lot of the throws were to the outside, short outside quick passes. I didn't really see much over the middle. His deep ball looked a little bit off to me. And I think they were trying to protect the shoulder, and I think they were overcautious. And that allowed, you took some elements from Jalen Hurts that's normally there, and that's why the Giants blitzing so heavy. It's why it was so effective, in my opinion, anyways,
Yeah, it was literally like, I knew they were going to pass a lot because I know they want to kind of warm up his arm and just get, even Jalen Hurts getting hit a little bit just to get used. You're going for 2 weeks. You come back. You need the physicality. You got to get used to it a little bit. But it looked very vanilla, so I figured maybe the Eagles offensively were handicapping Hurts, not trying to get him hit. No run designs for Jalen Hurts, and they handicapped him a little bit. So the offense looked very, very basic, and I guess they just tried to take advantage of that. So,
yeah, man, it was really. It started. I started getting frustrated with this game because of the offense. I know that a lot of it was what they were doing to protect Hurts, but clearly, once the playoffs go, he's got to be full go, because I think, especially when they blitz him and they're bringing all out blitzes, there are times where you can see the lanes, like in the A gap and stuff, where he would normally just take it and go. And he wasn't doing it. And what we saw is because you took that part of the game out, we saw him revert back to last year and his fade to the right, fade to the right, fade to the right. So clearly they were trying to protect Hurts and they were being cautious with him. Clearly. I want to get that out.
It's 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I saw.
Sergeant Airborne. Thank you. Is Jalen going to be 100% in 2 weeks? Fly Eagles fly. NFC East champs. #1 seed. Pound. Don't beat the dingbat. Yeah, don't be a dingbat. Yeah, I thought I said don't beat the dingbat for a second. I'm old. I probably need glasses, reading glasses, but it is what it is. Thank you for super chat. House is 500. The Commanders beat us with a tutty. All I have to say to the Cowboy fans, if you're in here, choke job.
Yeah.
You totally choke because there's no excuse. You have a chance to win the division. You have to win. And they go out and they stink. Sam Howell, the starting quarterback. Dude, Prescott threw another pick six.
Yeah.
What, does he have the NFL record in pick sixes? I mean,
I don't know, because the play before that he was almost picked off by the same guy, and then the same corner read that and went and got that. So I mean, he was 10 for 27 at one point in that game. I mean, it was bad.
Dude, I had Pizzle on my stream. He wanted to come hang out because he felt like, hey, can I come hang out? It's like, hey, I got nothing to worry about, you know? It was funny because he's just very happy. And I'm thinking, next week I'll be in that situation. You'll be losing. But I mean, listen, I give the Giants credit. Their second stringers, they played tough, man.
They did.
I give it to them. And you're not going to hear me going, oh, we swept the Giants. We swept the Giants. I don't look at it like that at all.
Right.
Mr. Rudy Puthe Super Chat goes, TJ Edwards stinks. We need Dean cut in snaps. Love the show, guys. Thank you. And we're going to get into the defense because to me, I don't think – here's my thoughts. I feel like the offense is holding back two things. One, I feel like they were very careful about what Jalen Hurts could do, really handcuffing him. But the other thing is I think they've got to be holding Miles Sanders back on purpose too, because they didn't use him that much. Again, and isn't he supposed to be healthy? I'm going to go pull up the statistics here for this game. Give me a second because I think he didn't have that many carries. I don't think he had 15 carries. I don't even think he had 13 carries. Let's see. So Miles Sanders had 11 carries for 33 yards. Boston Scott had 9 carries for 54 yards. Gainwell had 5 carries. So what's the deal with Miles, do you think, man?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the brace is still on his knee. I don't know if they were just trying to get everybody involved, so a lot of pressure wasn't on Miles Sanders for this game. I mean, that's really the only thing I could think of, that they wouldn't want to put much pressure on him for him to take too much of the load, because they, want to save him.
Don't take that load.
They want to save him for the playoffs, and I think maybe that was part of it. That's what I think, at least. I don't know.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem like Miles, they're playing him enough. Like I didn't understand why he's not getting more carries, but we do know he had his knee was tweaked. We do know he had a brace on. I think they tried to win this game by really being careful what they did with Jalen and keeping Miles back. I really think that was the case, and I think that you're not going to get that in the playoffs. I think you got to unload, pause on them,
Right.
So, no, wait. I just saw something here I wanted to get to. I see a Cowboy fan talking about, Cowboy fans are crazy. Okay. I sent you an email with the message and my pick of the 22 Fantasy Champion Trophy. Fantasy team name is Hurt So Good. I will definitely check that out, and I will post a picture of it in tomorrow's video, because I won't be able to get to it today because I can't get on the email with this computer. It's not signed on. Well, I may be able to with my phone, but I'll look in a minute. Wolf of Odin, thank you so much For the super chat, he goes, Brady owns Dallas Cowshits, one and done, fight. I thought Dallas would beat them, but after the way they played today, I think they're going to lose, man.
It's pretty bad.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think they lose. Thank you for the super chat. Who's Mike Sanders? Did I say Mike Sanders?
Did
I say Mike Sanders?
I don't think so.
I don't think I said Mike. You're just hearing my list. You know, that's what it is. Yeah, I thought that. I mean, dude, the play where he runs and he's like literally sliding 2 yards short of the first down. I'm going, he's not taking any hits. All the passes were outside to the wide receiver, tight end, quick passes. How many times did they throw right down the middle? I don't think they threw over the middle hardly at all.
Besides the one to A.J. Brown, like, that's about it.
On the slant early.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They strayed away from it.
Yeah. Philly News, thank you for the super chat. He goes, after today's Saints loss to Carolina, the Philadelphia Eagles are now guaranteed a top 10 overall pick in the NFL draft. I can't be happier about that. You know what I mean?
I agree.
House also said, we're all out of whiskey because you all stink. I can't remember the name of the song or how it goes right
Trubisky or something like that.
It's been a long day, man. It's been a long day. Yeah. Rex Cuddy, Dave for super chat. He goes, Slay burnt toast. He's on the hook for 17. Missed next year. Laugh out loud. He ain't coming back on that. Bradbury gone. Command max money. Going to draft a cornerback high this year. Let me ask you a question. This could be a crazy question. If you get to the point where you can only keep one corner, are you keeping Slay or Bradbury?
It's tough, but I mean, I don't know. I think maybe there could be a chance that Slay could be gone after this year, and you could go draft a corner high. I mean, they have to add a couple corners anyway because you're not trusting Max's health going into next year. So Slay could be on the outs to draft that number one guy, and I would probably keep Bradbury. It might be turning into that now. I mean, who knows? Yeah. I mean, even that one catch. I mean, from Galladay. I mean, I don't know. For some reason, the past several weeks, Slay has, I think we talked about it where you were saying that he's not shadowing the best guy on the field. And this game really didn't matter because there was a bunch of backups in, but still, he's just struggled the past several weeks.
But I mean, yeah, and let's face this. Let me answer these two super chats real quick, and then I'll ask this question because my mind is spinning with different scenarios of what is really going on. John, thank you for super chat. He goes, Mark Holmes sitting inside the stadium makes the Cowboys loss that much better. F the Cowboys. F them Cowboys. I know. I see you, Mark Blackman. You talking about us barely beating the Giants backups. Yet you lose to the Washington third-string quarterback. Come on. You can't even bring that. How can the Cowboys fans live with themselves? How can you live with yourselves and actually try to come out an Eagle fan when your team just shit the bed?
Yeah.
Nick DeWick. Look, you see he's got me in the Giant gear. That's when I lost the bet last year to bed. Thank you for the super chat. Go Saved by the Bell. Ha, ha. Yes, and I thank the New York Giants for being competent and actually a smart organization now to sit your starters.
Right.
That was the right move. However, this thing wasn't all sunshine and lollipops, right? I mean, this was frustrating because the Eagles did struggle. And they should have been able to it should have been 27-0 at halftime, Joey. 27-0, and it's 16-0. Then all of a sudden, the Giants start scoring points, and I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding me? This can't be happening right now, right?" And it's ended up being what a one-score game
because this this defense with Jonathan Gannon, we get something different every single week. And last week they kept the offense. They gave the offense almost 2 to 3 shots to win the game last week. Now, end of the third quarter, Gannon is pulling their guys back, being more cautious, and you're just giving up yards. Just giving up yards. I don't get why he does this it's a different defensive scheme every single game. You don't know what you're going to get with Jonathan Gannon every single week. Like, this is going to get you. You're going to lose games playing like that defensively. It's going to happen.
Let me ask you a question. Do you look at this game? Because I do. Do you look at this game and you look at the defense and you look at who they're playing, right? Davis Webb, Mark Holmes calling him David Webb. Okay, so you're playing this kid. He hasn't really played. And I look at a play, there was a couple times where they had there was one play, it was a 4th and 1, and they were 10 yards back. On a 4th and 1 where he caught the ball, and he actually was behind the line of scrimmage. And he was able to get 2 yards before they even got to him. Do you think that Jonathan Gannon is too conservative or too wish-washy? What is it with him?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I think it's more like he's trying to do the bare minimum when it comes to he wants to waste time off. It's like he's good when even when it was 16, what was it, 16, whatever it was, one touchdown, they're back into the game. So it's I'm not even comfortable with that lead. And yet he does the bare minimum and literally pulls his guys back, and he will be okay, let's just take a field goal. I feel like he is allowing these offenses to say, you know what, let's just take the field goal. You're putting more pressure on the offense on top of what we just talked about with Hurts really being handicapped in this offense today. What is it helping the offense? And then your guys, and then if the less aggressive you're going to be, the longer your defense is going to stay on the field. So I don't get the philosophy into that.
Do you ever notice that every time we go up double digits or big, teams come back down the field?
Since week 1.
And they go right back down the field. For me, I don't understand why the game plan would have been, we're playing this quarterback, they don't have their backup, they have their backups in. We're going to play man-to-man coverage, press, because he's not throwing anything downfield, everything's short, and we're going to blitz the crap out of this guy. They just don't do it. It makes no sense to me. I think Gannon, when he does do that, when he does make those adjustments, they're lights out. But then he revert, just stay with it. That scares me going into the playoffs. I look at the offense struggling, and there are concerns there because it's been a couple weeks now. But I feel like in order for you to unleash your offense, you have to let Hurts do everything Hurts normally does. Otherwise, you take anything away from it. If you take the threat of him running at any time and his ability to run, it changes the offense. I feel like that'll be in place when the playoffs start. But Jonathan Gannon can't do this. You can't go up 14-0 against the 49ers and then let them go right back down and score.
Yeah, well, they've played like this with leads and without leads. They've played this when they were down. It's even worse. You'd think you'd have more urgency to get more pressure, and they don't. So
right, exactly. Nick DeWitt, thank you for super chat. He said, had the Giants had our starters, I think we win that game. Sirianni gets too pass happy too quick, and Gannon needs to blitz more. Now that's a great question, because if you look at it on the front, on the surface, you think if the Giants play their starters, they probably win this game the way we play.
Mm-hmm.
But how much do you think mentally the Eagles know they weren't playing their starters? And how much does that kind of, let them slack up a little bit? Would they have had the same intensity, or would they have played the same way versus the Giants if the starters were out? Or once they know the starters are out, do they kind of think, we got this? How do you think they look at it?
I felt like they backpedaled a little bit on it. They figured the starters, there was going to be a lot of starters for the Giants, and they took it easy. They said, let's run a basic game plan, and we can get away with what we can get away with what we have, and what or maybe it's part of not just handicapping Hurts, but part of it is how much are you going to give away in this last game when it comes to your playbook? Do you want to give away many plays?
I feel like that we're week 18 now. Teams pretty much know what you do, what you don't do. No, I don't know what could they really be saving. I'm telling you, Hurts ran, and there was a play he ran, and he literally went down 5. Nobody was 5 yards. He could have gotten the first down easy. And that told me he does not. They don't want him to get hit. There were times where he could have run, and he would have run and taken
all
off.
that space in front of him, and he
and he didn't. And then because he's kind of handcuffed, it reverts to that go to the right, fade to the right. It's like that came out. That hasn't been there for over a year, and all of a sudden he was back to doing it. I don't think he had a choice because I don't think they were letting him fully play, and I don't know if that's actually safe because to me that's how guys get more hurt. But you know what I mean? If he can't play, don't play him. If he can play, then you got to let him be and do everything he does.
Well, I was getting nervous.
I think.
Well, I was getting nervous too when he was taking a little bit too many hits when like some of the protection was pretty bad too. And like, Hurts wouldn't even drop to the ground. And he's not that type of player. Right. He's going to try to extend the play, but he took some hits. It got me a little nervous too, Right. But when we went down, and I think that was the pick when he got sacked 2 times and it pushed us back. So,
yeah. Rex Cuddy, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, you got to go cornerback with the Saints pick. You got Scary Terry and the Lamb in the division. Slade 32, I'm sorry. He's aging. We need a young stud at Shadow. The Shadow's the one. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to I mean, I'm not opposed to corner. I still actually would lean, if I have a choice, towards defensive end. But we got to see how the draft plays out.
Right, we don't know yet. Right.
Vanny, thank you for Super Chat. And me and Joey haven't done our super smart investigation studying yet, which is going to make so many other content creators so happy. But we'll do that later. Vanny, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, we know why no love for Gainwell. I think he's better than you think. Discuss. My serious question is, how would you feel about Dak backing up Hurts next year? All right, so you want me to take that seriously? 2 serious questions here. No, of course, Hurts better than Minshew, right? Of course. He's a better quarterback than Minshew. I just don't like saying it because it angers Cowboy fans. But, of course, he's better, but he's not going to be – the Cowboys aren't going to let him go. He's going to be available. And as far as Gainwell goes, listen, I like Gainwell. I think he's a good kid. I just see him as another running back, though. I think he's a good second running back. I don't see him as like a starter to take over.
Right.
Those are my honest opinions,
I get it.
I see somebody saying, "Oh yeah, here." This question I love. I love. See, I love these kind of comments. Thomas Miles says, "Why are the Eagles fans never satisfied?" It's not a matter of being satisfied. It's just listen. I do my cigar video later tonight, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to talk about how great I thought and all the things on my mind. It's going to be a lot of positive things. But in these areas, in these situations, I think you got to be able to look at the good and the bad and say, hey, listen, we're going into the playoffs now. We have to clean things up. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's my honest opinion. No, I know people want to hear always the good things, but we got to be honest.
Yeah, go ahead. Do good.
Okay. Rex, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, you're paying a wide receiver $25 million a year, a tight end market value, got a former number 10, and a quarterback that's about to be getting paid $40 million a year. You're going to pass the ball more. Yeah, right, to justify it. Yeah, I totally get that's how the thinking goes. But in practicality, like, today would have been a good day to run Miles a lot, unless you're trying to hold him back too, maybe.
That's how I feel, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Miles Sanders is a stud. I don't know. We've been saying all year, like, I don't understand why they take him down take him out of the game on third downs, but they consistently do it. Right. So it is what it is. I mean, listen, we are happy. I am completely happy that they won the game. I do, but I just want to make sure that we talk about the things that got to get cleaned up, because this game is about opportunities. And if you blow opportunities in playoffs, it's over.
Oh, here's some things I think we're going to be happy about. I thought Chauncey Gardner-Johnson had a really good game, first game back. I thought Robert Quinn was getting some pressure today. Robert Quinn's first game back, I thought he did pretty good for, being out for a bit, and obviously, not really doing much before when he was here. We gave up a 4th round pick for him. So it was nice to see both of those guys. I thought Reed Blankenship played pretty good. He was making tackles. There's some good things to take out of it.
Except for when Blankenship got bowled over.
Yeah, I know.
Man, he got trucked, man. I will say this about Robert Quinn. I thought he actually looked like he had some burst today off the line.
Yes.
Like I said this, I'm going to say this before, I say it again. Mark my words, in the playoffs, Robert Quinn is going to make a game-changing or a huge play that we're going to say that play was worth the trade itself.
Right.
You watch it. Daz Deal says, I called Smitty, Dean, and Davis way before anyone. Now I want Bijan Robinson. Well, that's why every time I see that 12, I make sure I highlight you because I know you know what you're talking about, my friend. Here we go. Cowboy fan. What's up, buddy? How's that pick six? Dak choke Scott. How can you believe in a franchise that won only one Super Bowl? How can you believe in a franchise that hasn't been to, the championship game in 30 years?
Ouch.
I don't know what else to say. Cowboy fans, it's a shame. Ace Wonder, thank you for super chat. He goes, oh, happy days. Eagles locking them bums take the L. Concerned we couldn't get the end zone rusty, right? Remember? And thank you for the super chat, Ace Wonder. But do you remember when, last week, Cowboy fans were saying, how could you lose to Washington? That was the exact words. How could you lose to Sam Howell?
Sam Howell scored a touchdown on you today. He beat your old defense and scored a touchdown on you.
Man. Dallas, what happened? Phil Milligan, David Superchat goes, Gannon relies on talent up front to line up and beat their man one-on-one. When he showed blitz in the second quarter, I nearly crapped myself, then ended up dropping. Yeah. I really believe this. We talked about this yesterday. Gannon said if he didn't drop Hassan Reddick back into coverage, he could have 25 sacks this year. Well, if he could have 25 sacks this year, then you would have the franchise, the league record in sacks. We did come up short in that department. We did not break the sack record, which is,
they couldn't touch this guy. They scared him today. They scared David Webb, but they couldn't get to him. Simple as that.
They couldn't get to him. But, we did have a couple record breakers today. We did have some stuff. A.J. Brown, he broke the franchise record for receiving yards. So shout out to A.J. Brown. He beat Mike Quicks. And we also had a franchise record set by Devontae Smith today. Devontae Smith becomes the Eagles' leading receiver in receptions for a season. Wide receiver, not tight end. So I think he's like 95 catches on the year. So Devontae Smith, just a remarkable year by both those guys. So shout out to them. See, we're being positive. We're being I always think we're pretty positive in general, right? But we have to talk about the negatives. But you can never win. And I could do a video, and in the same video, somebody will say, "Dude, you're too negative," and they're like, "Man, you're always selling people pipe dreams. You're too positive." So it's it's the same video. So it's just how you perceive it,
Right.
But I think if you're getting that, I think that somewhere pause. What do you do for a hand signal? If you're doing this, right? If you're talking, you go like this by accident. You have to pause. Let's say I was like, I was doing it. Did you pause on hand signals?
I guess so.
So if I go like this, pause. Rex, stay for super chat. He says, then with his history, he gets hurt. We should have passed the ball more. The fact of the matter is the offense runs through Hurts and the three pass catchers. It does. It totally does. But Miles is also key though. I think
Oh yeah.
Because you want a guy who is so explosive that can score at any point in time. But I also think I think if he's not able to have everything at his disposal in terms of taking off and running when he needs to, when you take that threat out, I think it hurts the offense. It just does. Right. I felt. There were times where he could have literally ran and he did not.
I know.
And he would have if he was healthy, and they would have been big plays. Infinite content. Thank you for super chat. He goes, glad we got this number 1 seed, but I really hope we see anyone but San Fran in the playoffs. They're the most dangerous team in the playoffs we might see. I think to me, they're the scariest team.
They dominated. They dominated.
And I'm trying to catch up. We got over 900 people in both streams combined. We love you guys.
Appreciate you guys very much.
We appreciate you guys. We just thank you so much. Fade to game. David Super Chat goes, Philly Joey, let's ponder this. Hurts getting a Super Bowl ring before Dak. Cowgirl fans won't ever let that down. Pound flag was fly. As soon as you win a Super Bowl, they're gonna say we have 5. That's gonna be it. As soon as you have 3, they're gonna say we have 5. As soon as we have 4, they're gonna say we have 5. As soon as we have 5, they're gonna say we got 5 before you. That's what they're gonna say.
Pretty sad.
Dordeville, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, in the Washington-Dallas game, was Dak threw a pass that the defender dropped that would have been a pick 6 on the next play. Dak threw a pick 6 to the same guy. Wow. So he could have had 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? That's crazy. James fan, he says, hey, Philly, do we face next in divisional round? So we were going to get a little bit into that. Let's. I'm going to go. Let me catch up on the super chats, catch up on the chat. And then we're going to go through this scenario, what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Fred, David, Super Chat. He goes, no more negative talk. I get it, but we NFC East champions, and I don't see anybody NFC touching us. I don't think we're losing. It's not even negative talk. Don't think of it negative talk. It's like constructive criticism. Not even criticism. It's like, all right, this is what we got to clean up before, before the playoffs. Like, here's an instance I'm going to tell you. There were 3 times in this game where we should have had interceptions. Epps dropped one, Slay dropped one, right? And then Bradbury dropped a little harder one. Pause. But in the playoffs, those are the plays that will decide a game. Like, you have to make those plays in the playoffs, So, those are the things we're talking about. But listen. This team, in my opinion, is the best team in the NFC, and now they only have to win 2 home games. But I do want to pull up. I do want to pull up the playoff picture here because they have it kind of set out nice and easy. So here's how the NFC conference. So we'll talk about the NFC conference, but the Eagles are the 1 seed. So they now have the bye week, which means the Eagles do not play wild card weekend. They do not play this week for those that don't know how it goes. 2nd seed is the 49ers. The Vikings are the 3 seed. The Buccaneers are the 4th seed. Cowboys are the 5th seed. Giants are the 6th seed. Those are all locked. The only thing that we're looking to see is who gets in tonight. If Green Bay wins, which they're up, they will get in. If they lose, Seattle gets in.
Right.
Detroit got eliminated because Seattle won today. Now, the Eagles will not play this week. But the 49ers will play the winner of the Seattle or whoever gets in between Seattle and Green Bay. So it looks like it's going to be 49ers, Green Bay in San Fran.
Right.
And then you're going to have Minnesota play the Giants. And then the Buccaneers and the Cowboys will play each other. So the way I see it, I think the 49ers win. I think they're going to win. The Vikings, I think they're going to lose. I'm just telling you, I think they're going to lose. And then, last night and stuff I was saying, I don't think that Dallas is going to lose to the Buccaneers, but now I'm not so sure. They've never beat Brady, and they just laid an egg.
Right.
So it looks like the teams that the Eagles can play are going to be between Tampa Bay, Dallas, the Giants, and Green Bay. Those are the 4 teams we can play. We won't play Minnesota, and we can't play San Francisco next week. So we're going to either play Tampa, Dallas, the Giants, or probably Green Bay or Seattle. That's how it's going to work out. My thinking is I think we're going to play the Giants. I think the Giants are going to beat Minnesota because I think
agree.
Kirk Cousins stinks. And Green Bay's up 9-6, by the way. Rex, thank you for the super chat. He goes, assuming Green Bay wins tonight, they'll upset San Francisco. A rookie quarterback not beating the Packers. Winner of Dallas and Tampa will be in the NFC title game against us. Interesting. So let's say Green Bay won. Then Green Bay would play Philly. And then Tampa and Minnesota, one of those teams, they would all have to play each other. The thing with the 49ers is, like, as long as Brock Purdy don't turn the ball over, they're going to be in the game because, they're built like that, dude. I would love for them to get eliminated because I think they're the scariest team we could play.
True. I agree.
Yeah. Mon says Minnesota has had like 10-win seasons, 10 wins by season, wins the season by 7 points or less. What do you mean? Do you know what that means? Minnesota had like 10 wins this season by okay,
by
gotcha.
10 wins.
Yeah. Oh, they've won close games. I don't think they're playing good football right now. Plus, the other thing is somebody tell me one big game Kirk Cousins has ever won. You know, I think the Giants are going to win. I think the Giants. If I was the Giants, that's the matchup I would want. It is. I think.
Kirk in the spotlight too, with that team being in the spotlight. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but
Wells says not worried about Brady, but Sam Howell smoked y'all. Yeah, sure not, but yeah. How can a Cowboy fan say they're not worried about about Brady? He's never lost to the Cowboys. They've never beat him.
Right.
Ever. You know? Okay, so Saints lost today. Saints lost today, guys. So that pick, and we said this earlier, I think it's the 10th pick overall. It can't be any worse than number 10. I think it's locked in at 10, to be honest.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The Vikings are going to destroy them bum-ass Giants. I don't know, Marcus, because I just don't know Kirk Cousins can win a big game, you know? I don't believe he can win a playoff game, is my point. So we'll see. Witch King says, imagine the Packers win and they beat San Fran next week. Then we would play. Would you feel comfortable playing Aaron Rodgers again?
Yes.
It would make me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
It's because there's already kind of a blueprint on them. We faced them already, and it just, you know what I mean? I feel like it would be a much better feeling going into that game than facing San Fran.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Houston won today, didn't they?
They have the second overall pick now.
And so Chicago has the number 1, right?
Yes.
What a lottery Chicago Bears just walked into, because they're not going to draft a quarterback. They're going to trade. If I'm the Bears, I'm trading that pick for whoever wants to jump up and get a quarterback. You end up getting like 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
You know?
Be good for them.
Crazy. I think the Eagles. It's early, but I think they're sitting right where they are and picking. I don't think they're doing anything else.
Mm-hmm.
You know. MG says Niners beating all teams. I mean, we'll see. The Niners get 2. They only have to win. They have to win 2 home games and 1 road game. So, you know, they have the second easiest one. You know. Quest says Psycho Tom Brady is going to slice and dice next week. Ooh. Now, let me ask you, Cowboy fans, out of curiosity, if you don't win this, let's say you get tossed next week, for example. Let's say the Buccaneers beat you. Would you guys be concerned about Dak Prescott and his ability to win in the playoffs? This is a serious question. I'm just curious. You know? Entice says, I feel like we played very vanilla on purpose. Do you think they were playing? Do you really believe that they're holding back? Or do you believe it was just the way they were constraining Hurts because of trying to protect him?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think part of it was handicapping Hurts and kind of designing some basic vanilla plays for him that was going to be good enough to at least get some points on the board. Thank God, Jake Elliott had a really good game today, so kicked a bunch of field goals today. I think it's a little bit of both. I do. Definitely think it's both.
Yeah. Young Boy says, who do you guys think a better matchup against Niners? Seattle. That's a great question. See, because normally I'll say that if you play a division team in playoffs, it's always a little scary. But I think that Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers gives you a chance. So I'll say Green Bay would be the tougher one.
Agreed.
Paul says, Bears will trade back from number 1 and acquire more draft capital. Yeah, they should. They could end up with possibly 3 number 1s or something like that.
It's crazy.
Chase Young was a beast today. It's interesting. It depends how Dak plays in the playoffs, but he will be judged if he performs poorly. Yeah, I agree. LB, what's up, my man? I think they was holding back to prevent Hurts from getting injury. I know they were protecting him from injury, and they were trying to keep certain things to a minimum. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla, favorite super chat goes, Dallas fans, How could you lose to Washington? I would love to hear an answer to this question, by the way, since we had the same question for weeks. Maverick says, Nick Sirianni said he played vanilla. Did you guys not watch the post-game interview, Philly? I did not.
I didn't either.
No, I did not. I literally did my stream with Pizzle, got off, paused, did my thumbnail, talked to my wife for a few seconds and stuff, and then we came on here and did this.
The other news that came out too, post game, I saw some tweets about was Hurts really pushed to play this week. That there was a big chance that he wasn't going to play this week, so he kind of forced the coach's hand this week to get into this game. From what was said on Twitter after the game,
you think they win with Minshew today? I don't think so.
From what that said, it sounds like they were going to start Minshew this week.
Wow.
Crazy.
Joe Marucci, he says, Philly Joey, a very methodical win today. I never felt that the game was ever in doubt. Winning the number 1 seed, no matter how it looked, is what matters. Yeah, winning is winning. That's all that matters at the end of the day. I had it playing in my head it was going to go a lot differently. Not so much. I didn't think Hurts was going to come out and throw like 4 touchdowns and 300 yards. But I just thought that, I thought defensively, I thought we would have a couple turnovers. And that we would put us in good position to score.
I was thinking 5-6 sacks. I was thinking we were going to be all over this off. That's what I thought, but clearly the total opposite.
Yeah. Marcus says, quick question, Philly 500, how do you feel about the running back from Texas? Do you see the Eagles draft their running back or get one in free agency or sign Miles? I mean, from everything I've seen of the kid, he looks great. I have to go and spend some time going through all the stuff, but that's a great question. Would the Eagles use a first-round pick for a running back? It's hard to imagine, but I would. If let's say I have between 28 and 32, I would take a running back then. So if he's the best guy available, I say take him. I think for the Eagles having to sign Jalen Hurts to a contract extension, it's very important that you refill your roster with talent. So you can't pass up on talent.
What about, do you think they keep that their own first-round pick? Do you think they trade that back, or do you think because of Jalen Hurts getting paid that they're going to have to pick 2 guys in the first round?
Yeah, I think they're going to pick 2 guys. I mean, we'll see how it is. But I definitely don't think they're trading out of top 10. I don't think they're doing anything like that. I think they're going to pick because you want that talent. And then I think the second pick, I think it really depends. Like if they win a Super Bowl and it's the 32nd pick, I don't care if they go back to the second round. To me, it doesn't mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's essentially a second-round pick. So it really depends. But I think you need to make sure that you're bringing in talent,
Yeah, true.
Kid Curry, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, what's the timeline on Maddox? We don't know. Don't know. The only thing that I heard was they're hopeful. They said that they're hopeful.
Did you like Chauncey yet in the nickel spot?
Yeah.
He made some good tackles today. I thought he played really well.
I just like that.
Chauncey's so
I just like, there's just certain guys that just fit. Like, to me, he's the perfect fit for Philly. I like him. I do. Marsha Epps, I'm still, dude. I mean, he made a nice tackle today, but I think him, and I would tell you, man, I'm about ready for Nakobe Dean.
Yeah,
I'm about ready for Nakobe Dean. I think you need a guy with his speed out there, man.
I agree.
So I would say that. Brian says, how about the Eagles let Sanders walk and sign Josh Jacobs like LaShawn McCoy wants? I don't want to do that. Like, to me, if I'm going to sign a veteran running back, it's going to be Miles Sanders. I don't want to bring somebody else in.
Jacobs might be more expensive. He's had a better year. I mean, statistically, it's a better year for him. Like, if I'm going to just go in free agency and get somebody, I'm retaining Miles Sanders back. That's it.
Yeah. TJ Edwards was not good today, dude. He cannot cover a tight end to save his life.
Both of them can. I don't think Kaiser can cover it. I don't think Kaiser's given up 112 yards the past 3 weeks. I mean, that's why Dean is just different, because the guy can cover. The guy's sneaky. The guy is just like his body type. Pause. But he's a different type of linebacker. I don't know. He's just.
When you talk about a man, you say the word man is body type. You definitely have to say boss.
Like I'm saying it like he's not top heavy. Like I'm trying to say it like instead of saying it like in a weird way. Like I don't know. I can't even say it the right way.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I'm just busting your ball. I'm just in a happy mood, because at the end of the day, we win the division and we clinched the number 1 seed. To me, the number 1 seed was the difference between going to the Super Bowl and not. I believe the Eagles will go to the Super Bowl because of that number 1 seed is going to be a big factor. So, I really like it. I'm telling you, next week's going to be fun. I might have to smoke some cigars while watching. Like I'm going to have fun next week watching the playoffs. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I think it's time Dean plays. Dean made a nice recovery on that onside kick. Didn't he? On the sideline was an onside kick. What was was it onside kick?
That was the second onside kick.
And then started roll. Wasn't that him?
Edwards?
No, Kobe Dean on the onside. Didn't he recover the onside kick?
Yeah, I think it was
Not
when it bounced.
The first one.
Yeah.
Like to start the second half. And I tell you, like Giant fans, I think you got a good coaching staff. Like Pizzle was in my chat. And he's like, well, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? I'm like, why wouldn't you? It's a great time to practice these things. You may play the Eagles again,
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Every time Dean's in the game, he's in on literally every play. Every play. It's like, oh, look at this. I want to put this up. We got a Cowboy fan giving us congratulations. Xavier says, congratulations, Eagles fans. Thank you. We love it.
That was so
we love it. It was beautiful. Matt says, I'm beyond sick of Tom Brady. Go Dallas. I'm not that sick of Tom Brady. No. I am not that sick at all of Tom Brady. James said, Philly, I have 3 questions for you. Did you know Trey Sermon and Hurts played in college together? Did not. Also, they said Hurts was hurting during the game. Do you think this will affect him in the playoffs? I mean, if he's still hurt and sore, yeah, it could affect him. But from what they said the injury was, I think in 2 weeks he'll be fine, I think he'll be fine. So we'll see. CeeDee Lamb only had 53 yards. Well, Dak only threw for like 120. So, right, I mean, what are you going to do? I love these chats. Snubbs, as a Dallas fan, I've seen enough Dak Prescott and would be willing to trade him for Lamar Jackson. That sounds so beautiful to me. I was just thinking, where's Cole's Cowboy at? And there he is. Cole's Cowboy says, Eagles represent the division with class. Thank you. We appreciate that, man. That's a tough loss for you guys today, man. Now, I'll ask Cowboy fans the same question I asked Joey earlier. Mm-hmm. Do you think that, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for your loss because you lost, but I wonder, does Dallas mentally disengage somewhat knowing the Eagles were playing Giants third stringers? Did that ever cross their mind? It shouldn't, but I do wonder though,
Mm-hmm.
David he goes, AFC underdog is the Bengals to face us or the Bills. I think one of those 3 teams are coming out of the AFC. I think it's not the Bills, Bengals, or Chiefs. If I have my choice, the team not to play, it's the Chiefs. It's an interesting like storyline going into the Super Bowl with Andy Reid, but I think that, to me, I think that's the worst matchup for us.
Right.
Ray Bailey, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Sirianni's kid confirmed what we all thought, which is he has something against Miles. Look at his presser tonight. What? Wait, that's what? Weird. What do you mean? What happened? CeeDee Lamb is better than a dude known as AJ. CeeDee Lamb's not even better than Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
he's not better. Both Eagles receivers are right. Better. Dak was busy the other team. That is true. Let's go, Lions. Time for Rodgers to go home. I don't. To me, it doesn't matter. If Detroit had a chance to get in, I'd be rooting for Detroit. But Seattle, I almost think the 49ers Green Bay game would be more interesting than Seattle. 2,500 Cowboys going home in the first round. They're going to lose. Can't wait to taste the Cowboys fans' tears. Yeah, it doesn't look good for them. Texas boy, we've been looking for you all day, my man. Where you been? What Brady do last time I checked? He lost 8-9 record. But when's the last time Brady lost to you guys? That's what I want to know. Because, Brady is Brady. And, just somehow, even though they struggle, he's going to make it. It's going to be a close game. It will not be a blowout. So it'll be interesting. Thumb up Denver Super Chat goes, Cowboy fans at work calls him Dak Pickens. Now, I love it. That's a great name. Do you know what the record for the most pick sixes in the season is? I don't even know. I don't know. He's got to be close to it, right? I've never seen a guy that I can remember throw so many pick sixes in a season.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Brady owns the Cowboys' asses. I really thought that Tampa was playing so bad that they can't win. My thinking is Brady is Brady.
Brady, playoff Brady.
Yeah, Brady owns the Cowboys, which means that we could possibly see Brady in the Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That may be an interesting game too. It's not like Brady can't play in the cold weather, so it's going to be interesting. I think Wildcard Weekend will be fun full of upsets. That's why I wanted to get the first seed. I think it makes such a difference. It makes a huge difference, man. The first seed for us, especially with the injuries and getting hurt 100%, and if Miles is being held back, it's important. It is important.
Right.
I believe that Marcus, and respect for that, to learn a little more football before you rate our chat. Who?
I don't even know.
I'm not sure who we're talking about. I thought he was talking about Marcus Epstein. I thought it was going that he needed more playing time. And I was going to say, yeah, you could be right. Dak does lead 2022 with 3 pick sixes. Well, do you know what the record is in a year, though? That's what I would like to know. Jaguars in the AFC, and be happy Washington didn't get in because they're the best team in football. Washington is the best team in football. Come on. How come every time Dallas plays a team and loses, they're like the greatest, toughest team? I mean, they played with a guy that never played a game before, Yeah, how many sacks today did Parsons have? Anybody know? I drip thank you for Super Chat. He goes, 7 is the most pick sixes in a season by a quarterback. Okay, 7. Jeez, that's a lot, man. Holy crap.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. What does Dak have? Like, somebody said 3? Feels like more than that, doesn't it?
Might be.
A Snob says, let's not forget the Pigeons struggled against the Giants practice squad. Yeah, listen, we didn't do everything we had to do. But I think the Eagles played a game in which they were basically trying to avoid opening up their full playbook. So I think that's not a factor in the playoffs.
And then people got to look at it this way: you get into the playoffs, like every team is going to be every team's going to struggle during these games. Like you don't see teams blowing out other teams like in the playoffs. It's sometimes it happens, but most of the time it's always back and forth, and that's just the way it is. So I don't get what the whole aspect or narrative of we have to blow out this team to be considered anything, and I just think it's just I don't know.
Right. Jay, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, are you concerned with the Eagles' play right now? I'll ask you that first because I got to think about how I want to answer that.
Just the whole entire team in general, just on both sides of the
play
ball.
Overall. Yeah.
What concerns me, what's concerning me right now is after seeing the tweets about the shoulder and Jalen Hurts' shoulder and how much better is he going to be and how much are they going to release him by playoff time, there's just no way that they're just going to handicap him in a playoff game, right? I mean, they'd be crazy to do that. But I'd have more optimism with this offense because I feel like they can unleash everything by the playoffs with that extra week of rest. But defensively, I don't know what defense we're going to get. Last week was a great second half with adjustments. This week was more blitzing in the second quarter. And then by the third quarter to the fourth, or end of the third to the fourth, it was conservative playback, bend, don't break defense, and not blitzing, just letting teams go, letting teams just run the ball and pass down your throat, pause. But it's just I don't know what defense we're going to get. I don't know what we're going to get. We have the players. There's been too many games this year where the players have bailed out Jonathan Gannon. And hopefully now, like, if you're able to get Josh Sweat back and keep Quinn in there, like, you're going to have a nice defensive line for this playoffs. But behind it, what are they going to do with the secondary and pushing these guys back off the line? And if you're down games, he has done this when they have been up in these games, with a touchdown, you're up 16-0, a touchdown, they come back into this game within a score. So he feels that comfortable every time the Eagles get leads. Like, is he going to play like this when the Eagles have a lead in a playoff game? That's where I'm going out of my mind about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because I think if you look since the Chicago Bears game, I don't think we've been really in sync. I definitely don't think we've been in sync. I feel like today offensively also, like you, I feel like a lot of that was done on purpose. I feel like they were holding Jalen Hurts back because they want to prevent injury. I feel like they even were not utilizing Miles Sanders as much as they would in a playoff game. So I feel like if we can get that taken care of, get Lane Johnson back in there, because we need to talk about Driscoll because I think it's an issue. I think we'll be okay. I like Joey do worry about the defense, and I know people are going to say, well, Gannon this again. I just think we've got to make sure that if we're up 14-0, we just don't give it right back. Well, I just want to see it a little more aggressive.
If Jack Driscoll, and I didn't think Jack Driscoll was going to play that bad, but since he's struggling, like I seen, like you're not lining up a tight end on his side. You're not the running back. The tight end's not lining up on his. The tight end, not helping him out. The running back is at like no chip, no nothing. Like you're going to get your quarterback killed that way. And Driscoll is just. Maybe he's taking a step down. I figured because he starts more games or he gets more reps with the first team, I thought he would be a little bit better. We've seen good from Jack Driscoll in the past, but I don't know. The Eagles at right tackle, they're going to have to figure it out by next season or something because Lane, I don't know if we could really trust him staying healthy and how many more years he has on his contract. I don't even know, but they got to figure that. Driscoll's going to be an issue. That's why this first seed is so important, potentially to get Lane back. But the rumors are if Lane has to take injections in his abdomen, and how long is Lane Johnson going to last in these playoff games? Like, can he last a whole game with that? Because practicing and going into a game are two totally different things. So what's the pain tolerance of Lane Johnson with the abdomen?
He's going to be one tough SOB if he could pull this out, man. That's for sure.
Right.
I mean, just to even try. I drip 215 David for Super Chat goes by Mr. 3030 himself. Okay, I'm talking about for the pick sixes. Glizzy, he says Philly shakes and Hurts. With Hurts being out second year, with Hurts being out a second year, you think how he uses our pick on a quarterback like Richardson? Remember when he thinks we're a quarterback factory? Richardson fits our scheme, could give us more picks. I don't think they're going to draft him. But we'll see. But I don't think so.
I think it's done now. I think it's. I don't know.
Yeah. Vanny, David Super Chat goes, any chance Gannon turns up the heat in the playoffs? If he does change his philosophy, I'm very worried. Joey, no more flavored dip in California.
I feel very bad for you. I'm sorry.
Why? Is it like with the eggnog situation?
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know why flavored dip is not in Cali. I don't know if there's a shortage on that
or is it a law?
I don't know. I don't live. You're in that area. I have no idea. I don't know Cali too much.
I don't dip. I'm not going to tell you, but I had a really bad experience with dip once, and my friend was dipping, and we were all drinking, and he was dipping his beer bottle, and I just grabbed my beer bottle. I wasn't looking. I just started,
no!
And it was dip, and I got so sick, and it was like such a delay reaction because I was like, I had so many, and I could never do it, dude. Never after that. Jay Davis Super Chat goes, do you trust Gannon in big spots in the playoffs now?
Nope.
No. I don't. I really think if he just played more aggressive, man, I think maybe he's holding back, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like
it's not enough, man. It's just not like, how am I going to say, oh, maybe he'll change during the playoff? I can't even think that way. I
can't understand a guy like Webb comes in and is able to even put up the numbers that he put up, even though they weren't spectacular. I don't understand how Prescott is 16 of 18, or Andy Dalton was like 15 of 17. Like, I don't understand how these guys have such a insane completion percentage against us all the time.
Webb just had more confidence later in the game. He was slinging it. Like, I felt like he got a lot more comfortable because we were just sitting back, like reacting than attacking.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what happened. Nate Conner, David Super J goes, Miles had a knee brace on, was on a snap count. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. And I also think that is a huge factor in why the offense struggles, because if Miles could go, or you were giving him full amount of carries, I think Miles has another 10, 11 carries. I bet he has 130, 140 yards, and he probably breaks off something big, you know?
The one thing I'll say is I thought Boston Scott had a pretty good game. He ran pretty well today. I thought he ran pretty good at times.
Yeah, he's playing really the Giants. Anytime you play the Giants, Boston Scott is the man, you know?
Right.
It's true. It's true. All his games, somebody told me he has 17 total touchdowns in his career, 10 are against the Giants. That's amazing, dude. You know? If Hurts had all the chances of the playoffs as Dak, he would have doubled them up. Listen, Hurts only needs one win, and he's tied Dak Prescott's totals for a playoff win. Well, we're going to see. To me, the playoffs are like Hurts is still early in his career. Dak is 7 years in his career. When's he going to step up and carry his team? That's what I want to see from Dak Prescott. I think you could put good players around him. He's good. But I never look at Dak as a guy who says, man, he put the team on his back and won that game. I say that about Hurts, you know?
Right.
Young Boy says, 500 Joey, with the regular season being over, us being the NFC champs, are you guys satisfied with our performance this year? And if you can, what will you change going forward into the post? Both. Thanks. That's a great question. I'm very satisfied as a whole. For this team to take the step that they took this year and go to, a 14-3 team, I'm very happy with them. I think they're on the right direction. And where I think they need to improve or change in the post, going next year is, I think you just have to continue to add quality young talent. You have to hit on your draft picks, and I know this. God, this is gonna sound so bad. I know, but I can't help it. I look forward to a change at defensive coordinator.
No.
Because there are reports that he's gone. Right. No, you got it. You got it.
No, yeah, it's looking like so serious right now to where I think the Texans are like regretting they didn't hire him this past year. So it looks like, it looks like Lovie Smith is going to be out, and it looks like Gannon's is top priority to get as a head coach. Look at the record of the they don't look at, I don't know. I guess they just don't look at flaws with these coaches. I guess they just really don't. They just see the record. They look at the coaches. They say, damn, I don't know. I really don't. Is Gannon going to be ready for that? Is he a one and done head coach going next year? Who knows? But
I don't hate Gannon. I really don't hate him. I just prefer a different scheme. a more aggressive scheme.
The two things he's done, I think one is that he did say a couple weeks ago that he likes to take the feedback from his players during these games, so he'll get feedback and he's willing to change. He's not that type of defensive coordinator where it's my scheme and this is how I'm running it and you guys have to deal with it. He's not like that. I think it comes to the feedback of his players, and then obviously we were saying sometimes I'm not saying we're coach material, but we say the crap that Gannon is doing, and then he talks about Reddick should have had 24 sacks, too much in pass coverage. If you're talking about things that we needed to change, one would probably be running the ball more in the first half of Miles Sanders for a lot of these games, and two would be adjustments with Jonathan Gannon and this defense and playing this soft, passive coverage. It's just.
Could you imagine if he comes out just aggressive, just man blitzing, just bringing heat, and that would be genius because nobody would be expecting that from them.
Right.
It would be a surprise. But that's what I think you need to do. If you take a game let's say you're playing San Francisco in the NFC Championship game, obviously the goal is to make Purdy have to beat you. So you're going to have to stop the run and then put pressure on him. And to me, you have to bring pressure. You have to try to confuse them. So those are the things like Jim Johnson used to do really, really good. But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the question I have for you is, have you ever seen Nick if Gannon is screwing up a game defensively? Have you ever seen Nick go to it? Does Gannon ever get reprimanded on the sideline by Nick? Does Nick ever go up to him dude, we need to be more we got to do more than this. This is not I don't think I've ever seen that this year or the past couple years.
No, but I know there were reports last year that he was frustrated with him at one point in time, and that they had it in a, he went off on him.
Yeah.
But those things happen. Thumbo David Super Chat goes, I feel like the playbook on both sides not going to change and everyone's going to know how to play us. Maybe. But I can tell you what, if teams look at this game today, right, and they say we're gonna blitz the crap out of Hurts because the Giants had success with it, he's going to kill him because he did not take off and run. There were times he could have gone. If you remember, go look at the Detroit game, the amount of times that they blitz, and he would just go. He would just take off and go. He was holding back today. There's no question in my mind. Hurts was not doing everything he normally did. He was just trying to get through this game and get us the win. And that was it. Morgan Holmes, favorite super chat, goes, just watch the Chiefs versus the Eagles, and trust me, I'm not scared. People must forget how good Jalen is. Thus, versus the team was holding back. And yeah, they were definitely holding back. I think Kansas City Eagles I think that would be a very high scoring, back and forth Super Bowl. That would be a very exciting, probably give us a heart attack Super Bowl, but it would be great. Nate Davis Super Chat goes, do you bring Boston back just to play the Giants? Sure. I might do that. Yeah. It got so bad, Pizzle actually suggested that the Giants should sign him just so he stops playing them. I'm like, but who's he gonna do? Who's he gonna do anything against if he can't play you guys? KJ Smith, David Super Chat, he goes, laugh out. This is the quietest Cowboys fans I have been all year. Also, Dallas is losing Tampa by 30. By 30. Nate Gary, thank you for the Super Chat. Yeah, Cowboy fans are very, very. Look. This is ridiculous. I got to read this Super Chat and I got to show you something. JIB Dave for Super Chat goes, how they say it's the system. They say Minshew was horrendous, so that's why we lost, and Hurts is average enough. I don't get 5. Hurts is MVP. Yeah. No, Hurts is the system, right? Hurts is the system. What you saw today was everything is built around Hurts, and Hurts has to be able to do everything that he can do normally. And when he does that, this thing is a machine, and they're high scoring and stuff. But when you take things out of that game, it kind of slows things up, and that was by choice. That was the Eagles by choice. You know.
Do you think the Giants recognize that? during this game?
Yeah,
where
I
Hurts
do.
wasn't really
I
doing
think.
that?
Well, I think they were playing and they were blitzing, and then after a while they realized he wasn't going to run. Why not challenge him? I think they did. I think the opening drive, like the play I keep talking about where he slid. I think that's when everybody should have known that he is not going to do what he normally does. This is crazy Cowboys fans, all right? Texas boy is going to actually try to laugh that Jalen Hurts didn't throw a touchdown today. Like after Dak Prescott played the way he played, I don't understand where the joke is. Seriously, I don't.
You got to.
What are you talking about? You
pretty
threw
bad.
a pick six, man. You threw a pick six. Jalen Hurts won. Spike 23, thank you for super chat. He goes, it's playoff time. How's it going? 500. It's going great. It's going great. How come Dak? Here's Cowboys fans, right? The Eagles never beat this player. The Eagles never beat this, right? How come Dak Prescott can't beat Sam Howell? This is what they would say to us. Dak Prescott can't beat Sam Howell. Why can't Dak Prescott beat Sam Howell? Why? Tell me that. And then they get all butthurt. You guys choked again. It was a choke job today. Without the read option, Eagles offense is very basic. I think if you take it out and you take it away from him, the way they set this offense up, it's going to cause what we saw. I'm not saying that's the only thing the only offense system he can play. I don't believe that, but the way it's set up this year, you take that away from him. You think the Giants were worried about him running? They weren't worried about it. There were times where blitzes, and if he just goes up like the A gap because there's a hole there, a lane.
We saw none of that. We saw none of that. No. In
the Detroit game, you saw that over and over and over again, and you would have if he was healthy, and that's the difference, Stacy says, I told you guys Sam Howell is a real deal. Lucky for us this year, Washington coaches were morons. He would be a problem. Listen, I didn't get to see the game, so I'd like to go back and watch it, though, Dumbo says, Dak Pickham's got away with an interception, and the next play threw the interception, laughing my ass off. Ain't that great? Uh-oh. You know who it is. You know what time it is, Joey. Joe Higashi, legit league kick. Says, Philly 500, what up? Tubby 500. And Joey Fat Boy Shakes. Congrats on the win. Coming time for the bet. Remember the past second round playoffs. Win, booze, lose, wedgie alive. Let's go. I don't know. Wait, I don't know what's talking.
I did not shake on any.
Wedgie. I don't think. I think that was Mark Holmes said he would do that. Washington gashed Dallas defense running. Wish we would have ran more when we played them. Definitely would have been a win. I agree. Oh man, it's funny. Not to discredit the Commanders, right? Delusional cowgirl fans. Dak pick Scott. Y'all lost to us and barely beat us as a backup. Yeah, they listen. We were one play away from sweeping them. So, it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what Dallas does versus Tampa this week. Dak may have thrown multiple interceptions, but at the end of the day, he will deliver the Lombardi to Dallas. That's hard for me to believe, but we'll see. We will see. I don't. It's hard for me to believe, man. Did I not? Oh, pause. Philly and Joey, this is what we all wanted in April. It's time to celebrate one of the greatest regular season Eagles history. We got plenty of time to dissect everything else. Let's enjoy this. I agree. I mean, I never thought they were going to put up this kind of year,
Well, Philly, even after all we've been through this year, okay, regular season wise, and I even in my live chat today for the stream, there was a lot of Eagles fans pissed off over this game. Legit, didn't care about first seed, didn't care they were going to win this game. It was we look like this, we get into the playoffs looking like this. I obviously I knew when Hurts was coming back this week, there was going to be some rust. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know how much limitations there were going to be with this offense. Like we just talked about, taking away that, the read option. It looks basic. It looks vanilla. It looks like we're just trying to finish out a game. We're just trying to waste as much time, get clock down as much as possible. And defensively, it's been, it was a train wreck defensively, but they held up. But how do you feel about Eagles fans being, legit pissed, like not even caring about this first seed and making maybe how their play was more important than winning this first seed, or maybe that takes over.
Yeah, I don't know. I view it like Philadelphia fans are emotional creatures. We are very emotional. We say what we feel at the time, and we're very reactionary early. But I get people why they would be a little frustrated, but I really think, especially the offensive side of the ball, I really believe that a lot of the limits and a lot of the struggling was self-inflicted and was basically on purpose because they were trying to protect Jalen Hurts.
Right.
And I don't think you're going to get that offense in the playoffs. I think you're going to get a very explosive offense. And I think they'll come out and they'll be very explosive. And I think you'll see Miles be a part of that. Jalen will, and I think we'll be fine. I think I understand what people wanted. You hear, hey, it's their third string quarterback, and they're playing backups. Why are we not up 40? But it don't always work that way. It just doesn't. Hurts had to get, like, I felt like early they were throwing a lot. I think they came out and threw 10 straight times.
Yeah.
That to me was about getting Jalen Hurts going. It wasn't about, you know what I mean? So I think they were trying to do a lot of different things. I think they were trying to protect Jalen Hurts, but do enough to win. I think they were trying to protect Miles, and they were trying to get the rust off them all at the same time. That's what I think. So I think that those fans are just reacting, and I think that, give it a day. They'll be fine.
Yeah, right.
Maverick says Dak couldn't hit the ocean with Skittles. I like it. KJ, thank you for the super chat. He goes, who's more fraudulent, Dallas or Minnesota? Minnesota just – Kirk Cousins has never won a I can't think of a big primetime game that he's won.
Mm-hmm.
Dak has at least won a playoff game. One. But
right.
I think it would be a bigger choke job for Minnesota to lose than Dallas this week. But I think they both could definitely lose,
I agree.
So it's going to be interesting. Have you seen the 2023 schedule? I have not seen it. Have you? Did they come out with the let me see if I can find it. They might have the road the home and the road games, like who we're playing. Usually it comes out. I'm going to pull it up and see if I can find it. It'd be interesting to know. I mean, of course, it's going to be a first place schedule. So, no, I don't see it.
I don't see. No, I don't see our guys. I see a bunch of other teams out. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I think I found it.
You got it? Oh, yeah. Let us know. Give us a schedule.
It says home against Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, Cardinals, 49ers, Dolphins, Bills, Vikings. Away against Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, Seahawks, Rams, Patriots, Jets, Chiefs, and Bucs.
They could win every one of those road games.
That's crazy.
That road game. That schedule is good.
Yeah.
All the tougher teams are home. Buffalo, 49ers home. They're gonna be 14-3 next year too. I love it. Oh, this is a great question. Who is giving out more footballs this holiday season, Santa? Obviously, Santa got beat this year. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Oh man, Cousins is better than Dak. We're gonna find out. Now, I think they have 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and 1 game on Monday night. I'm going to try to stream every single one of those. So we'll have to talk about our schedule. Maybe we could do our thing on Saturday or Friday or something.
You can do that.
But, yeah, I'm going to try to do every one of those games. My guess is the Monday night game is going to be Dallas-Tampa. I'll bet you that every Monday night. And then you'll have The other games will be interesting. It's going to be interesting, man.
Mm.
I just like the fact that we get to sit back and just chill out. Like, we got a bye week, dude. Getting a bye week is very hard, and sometimes it backfires. But I think for the Eagles right now, I think it's so important, man. You know, I think if that means Jalen Hurts comes back ready to go, I think Miles is ready to go, his brace is off, Lane Johnson can play through the pain. I mean, dude, you only have to win 2 home games to go to the Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, let the coaches take a look to themselves in the mirror too. It prepares the team a little bit more with that bye week, you know. So hopefully, you know, because a lot of people are worried, like, oh, the first seed bye week is great, but it's too much time off. You know, it's way too much time off. But I think this team really needs it. It desperately needs it.
Yeah, I mean, there's that Cowboy Buccaneers game is interesting because I really don't know what the Bucs are. Like, they haven't looked good to me. But you're dealing with Tom Brady, and then what about the psychological? You know, I mean, Dallas can't be happy about going into the playoffs the way that they did today. Mm-hmm. You know, they just can't be happy about it, and you know, I don't know, Brady in Tampa. I think Dallas is a bad spot, man. I kind of do.
I agree with it.
It's going to be interesting. But anyways, I mean, we're over an hour. God, we're an hour and 20 minutes. Holy crap, that went quick. I still get to smoke a cigar tonight. I'm like the happiest dude ever. I get to smoke a stogie tonight, and then I'm gonna rewatch Tulsa King because that's awesome.
The whole thing?
I'm gonna watch the whole. Yeah, I started the whole series back. I'm on the 3rd episode. I'm going through the whole thing again. It's so good, dude. It's very entertaining, you know.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there any final thoughts on our Philly Shakedown NFC East #1 seed clinching? Clinching.
I just want this team to get together for the week and just prioritize, you know, and just want Hurts to get that shoulder better, and because they're not going to hold back once playoff comes. Like, that's it. Like, it's they're unleashing this whole thing. So is this team going to look better in a couple weeks? Is this defense going to be better in a couple weeks? Time will tell, but you know, we'll definitely be talking about it. You know, we got time to relax for a week, watch some football next weekend, and get it going.
Get it going. We are the NFC East champs. We are the #1 seed, and listen, you know, the playoffs used to be where the top 2 seeds got a bye week. Now it's that 1 seed. So anything can happen. I'm very happy. I'm not, you know, we talked about the things they need to improve, but in no way, shape, or form do I feel scared or worried. I feel like that once Hurts is, you know, able to just go and Miles out there and you got those guys up with the whole playbook, I think they're going to be tough to beat, man. I really do. I'm excited about this team. I think the Eagles are going to Super Bowl. Whether they win or not, we'll deal with that then. But I think that this is a trip to the Super Bowl. You know, people also forget. I want to say this. Do you remember when we had Foles and we clinched versus the Raiders? It was like a game where we struggled against a horrible team. We played like crap.
Yep.
And it didn't. You know, we wind up beating the crap out of Minnesota, beating the crap out of the Patriots. You know, we struggled that Atlanta game, but what I'm saying is just because you have a bad game at the last game doesn't mean that the playoffs are going to be that way. Cowboy fans should take comfort in that for them too. Just because you struggled against Washington and choked doesn't mean you'll choke by as much, but you'll still choke because you're Dallas.
I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be like the playoffs aren't going to be a cakewalk either, because I think whatever team we face, I think both teams are going to struggle in certain ways. It's all about who can win the adjustments, and you know, even if it's an ugly win, I mean, it's a playoff game. Who cares? You know, if this team has faced so much adversity this year to the point where they've been down games, they've been up games, they've been we've won with Jalen Hurts' legs, we've won with his arm, we played in bad weather. There's so many different things how we've won this year, a lot of games this year. So when it comes to like these playoff games, if things go wrong, we're going to talk about if we come out with a win a playoff game and we win a game. We're going to talk about the bad things as well as the good things, but that's how these playoff games are. They're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be blowouts.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are going to be more prepared than they were last year. Obviously, this year is a totally different year. So,
right.
Right.
I agree. Greaser Bob, the original, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Philly and Joey. Hurts knocked the rust off. D was good. You guys think Hurts was hurt more than we thought? I think it was lingering more than I thought. He threw a couple deep passes that I thought was like they didn't look right. You know
I thought the AJ Brown one was. I thought he got pulled. I thought he got pulled back a little bit. I thought he got pulled back. He definitely did.
But I think they definitely were worried about re-injury. I think they were. So I don't know how much it's lingering on. But I expect in 2 weeks. He's going to have to wait. He's going to have 2 weeks. So I think by the time he plays, I think he should be pretty good, ready to go. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. But we got to get healthy, and we needed that bye week.
Yes.
So So thank you guys for joining us. Big show tonight. Joey, you have anything coming out you're working on?
Some videos tonight, probably releasing late tonight, and that's pretty much it for right now.
Yeah,
more content.
And I have my victory celebration cigar video, which I'm going to be doing in about probably the next 20 minutes. I'll go outside and do it probably right. I might wait till this game's over, and then I'm going to go do my cigar video, and I'll have that out late tonight. So when you guys wake up early in the morning, it'll be there. But I want to thank you guys. Congratulations, Eagles, Eagle fans. We are the 2023 NFC East Champions. We are the #1 seed in the playoffs. We have a bye week. Everything is back on track. Now we just got to get healthy, and it should be a lot of fun. Joey, man, I want to thank you too, because this was such a great year. We did the whole season. We're division NFC champs. We're #1 seed, and I just want to thank you for doing this with me, man, each and every week.
Yeah, so this is the second year, the second full year of the Philly Shakedown. Yeah, man. I appreciate you being so. I appreciate you being so humble, and obviously us doing this, and not only talking about football, but making it fun as well. So it's always just a fun time. As much as we talk about football, we like to just be ourselves, and that's all that matters. So I appreciate it so
absolutely. Much. Absolutely. I appreciate you too, man. Love you, buddy. And thank you guys. So we'll be back. And I think that this video to end the show is probably almost as fitting as it was the day it happened, because today was Cowboys choke season. With that said, guys, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Peace.
One more play. We had one more.
Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
running
from
up.
to
get off the field on 3rd down. What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Tell him more. He's gotta be better, man. Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had enough time for one more play. We had an opportunity to win that game at the end, but the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us. I'm upset, but the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had an opportunity for one more play.